In a quiet little town lived a boy named Rocky. He was optimistic, cheerful, and full of interest in learning. He loved to take on any challenge. The warm atmosphere at home always kept a smile on his face, and every day, he was accompanied by a dog named Coco. Coco was an adorable long-haired golden retriever who had been part of the family since Rocky was very young. Every time Rocky dropped food while eating, Coco would quickly rush over to eat the fallen food, becoming the joyful mascot of the household. Rocky's life was originally full of color and fun until he became obsessed with a game. In the game, there were square buildings, and players could create their own towns. He even imagined himself as a character in the game, defeating various fierce monsters. This game fascinated Rocky. Every day after school, he couldn't wait to dive into his virtual world, building all sorts of fantastic structures and exploring endless maps. As days passed, Rocky's focus gradually shifted to the game. One day, Rocky discovered a new dungeon in the game. He spent the entire night successfully defeating all the monsters and finding the treasure. He was thrilled and immersed in the joy of the game's achievements. Gradually, Rocky didn't realize that he was starting to neglect his schoolwork and no longer played with his friends. He even began to argue with his classmates more easily, worrying his family. He also spent less time playing with Coco, who he used to love dearly. His mother repeatedly reminded Rocky to pay attention to his studies and health, and to spend time with Coco. But Rocky always brushed her off, replying,
"Okay.
However, he never really took it to heart. One day, Rocky unlocked a new map in the game. He spent the entire weekend successfully defeating all the monsters and finding the treasure. When he excitedly opened the treasure chest, he realized it was already 2 a.m. On Monday, Rocky couldn't stop nodding off during class, and he was so tired during the exam that he failed. When Rocky was feeling down because of his failed exam, he returned home to find that Coco, who usually greeted him at the door every day, was not there. He asked,
Where has Coco gone? He's not at home.
His mother only told him to hurry up and do his homework. That night, his mother had to go out. He asked,
Why are you going out so late?
His mother replied,
I need to go to the hospital.
He asked,
Are you going to see a doctor?
His mother replied,
I'm going to see Coco.
His mother told Rocky that a major event had happened at home. Coco, who had been with the family for many years, had been diagnosed with cancer. Recently, they had to go to the hospital frequently to see him. Rocky was shocked when he heard the news. He recalled the happy times he had spent with Coco and felt immense guilt and sadness. He remembered that he hadn't seen Coco bouncing around the house recently, not asking to go out to play and showing little interest in food. It turned out that Coco had been feeling unwell for who knows how long. Rocky asked to go to the hospital to see Coco with his mother, and she agreed. At the hospital, Rocky saw Coco, weak and hooked up to an 4, and his eyes welled up with tears. Rocky said,
Mom, I want to take Coco home to sleep with me.
His mother replied,
Not now. Coco needs the doctor's treatment.
Rocky asked,
Will the treatment work? Will he be able to come home if he gets better?
His mother said,
I don't know. It depends on whether his condition improves.
Back home, Rocky finally realized that he had been so absorbed in the game, finding joy only in it. that he hadn't noticed Coco's unusual behavior and had neglected the important people and things around him. Coco's illness made Rocky start to reflect on his life. He realized that he had been spending too much time playing games and neglecting Coco. Maybe if he had noticed Coco's illness earlier and taken him to the doctor sooner, it wouldn't have become so serious. That night, before going to bed, Rocky lay in bed, looking at the spot where Coco usually slept. Without Coco by his side, he couldn't fall asleep. Late into the night, he silently cried himself to sleep. The next day, Rocky decided to temporarily put down the game and turned off his phone. He picked up his studies again, and after finishing his homework every day after school, he would go to the hospital to visit Coco. He would read and tell stories to him by his bedside, gently stroking him, hoping he would recover soon. During this time, Rocky gradually realized that games weren't really that important. Living seriously and spending time with family was the most important thing. Rocky started to plan his time, finishing his homework every day after school. He also rejoined sports activities to keep his body and mind healthy, so that he could have the strength to take care of those he loved. Although it was difficult at first, Rocky gradually found that the challenges in real life were also full of fun. They were even more challenging than defeating monsters in the game. His school performance gradually improved, and he gained the praise of his teachers and classmates. After surgery, Coco gradually recovered with Rocky and everyone's care. When Coco finally returned home, he was already waiting for Rocky. Coco and Rocky became even closer, and the first thing Rocky did every day when he got home was to play and cuddle with Coco. They learned together, played together, and grew together. A few months later, Rocky became more confident and strong. His academic performance was excellent, and he even represented his school in the city's science competition, where he won an award. He also rekindled his friendships and participated in various outdoor activities, enjoying the beauty of nature. Rocky realized that while the world of games is fun, the challenges and sense of achievement in real life are far more valuable. He was determined to continue working hard, pursue his dreams, and use his wisdom and hands to create a beautiful future for himself. Rocky's story teaches us that while games, it can bring temporary joy, they can often make us miss out on the more precious things in life. True achievement and happiness come from the effort and persistence in real life. Everyone can find their dreams, and as long as we are willing to put in the effort and bravely face challenges, we can achieve our goals and lead a brilliant life.